The goal of this experiment is to measure the acceleration due to gravity g of a freely falling body using a picket fence, a Photogate, and a Vernier LabQuest. So what is free fall? An object is in free fall when it falls only under the influence of the gravity force, as it would in a vacuum. Setting up the picket fence experiment. First, we mount the Photogate on a ring stand. Then, we connect it to the LabQuest through the ditch 1 port. Turn on the LabQuest by pressing the green button. If it doesn't automatically detect the sensor, open the LabQuest app. Go to Sensors, then Sensor Setup, select Ditch 1, choose Photogate, and click OK twice. A red dialog box will then appear saying, Ditch 1 Gate State Unblocked. The Photogate has an invisible infrared beam running across it. If I block the beam with my hand, the LabQuest display shows blocked. When I move my hand away, it changes to unblocked. Now you might wonder, can we really call this free fall if the picket fence is falling through air? Well, since the picket fence is thin, falls vertically, and has little surface area at the bottom, air resistance is negligible. So it is very close to free fall. Next, we drop the picket fence, which is essentially a piece of plastic with evenly spaced clear and dark bars. The picket fence falls vertically through the Photogate. We need to make sure it doesn't touch the sides of the Photogate. When the picket fence passes through the Photogate, each dark bar blocks the beam for a brief moment. The distance between the leading edges of the dark bars is fixed. Let's call this delta x, or displacement, representing the change in position from one dark bar to the next dark bar. As the picket fence falls, the time between each light interruption, delta t, gets shorter because the picket fence speeds up as it falls. The LabQuest divides delta x by delta t to calculate the velocity at each point, and then automatically plots both the dt and the vt graphs. Analyzing the velocity time graph. Here is our velocity time graph. We click Analyze and then Curve Fit to get the equation of the straight line y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. The slope of the vt graph represents g, the free fall acceleration due to gravity alone. Our measured result here, about 9.7 meter per second, very close to the expected value of 9.8 meter per second, or 10 meter per second if rounded. To make sure it's reliable, we repeat the drop a few more times and record all our acceleration values. Now, why is the free fall acceleration about 10 meter per second? And why is it the same for both heavy and light objects? Let us look at a penny and a feather in a vacuum tube. Let us say the mass of the feather is m kilogram. A penny can be over 300 times heavier than a feather. So the penny mass is 300 m kilogram. Since every 1 kg mass experiences a gravity force of 10 newtons on Earth, which is its weight of the feather equals 10 m newtons, and weight of the penny equals 3000 m newtons. Using Newton's second law, acceleration of feather equals sigma f over m, which equals 10 m newtons divided by m kilogram, which equals 10 meter per second. Acceleration of the penny equals sigma f over m, which equals 3000 m newtons divided by 300 m kilogram, which equals 10 meter per second. Both accelerate at the same rate, even though the penny is 300 times heavier than the feather. That's because the stronger gravitational pull on the penny is countered by its greater inertia. Likewise, the weaker gravitational pull on the feather is countered by its smaller inertia. In other words, a large net force over a large m equals a small net force over small m, which equals 10 meter per second, which equals g. Will they hit the ground at the same time? Yes, since they both have the same freefall acceleration. Try this experiment yourself and see how close you can get to the real value of g. Please subscribe, like, and share for more science adventures. Happy learning! Thank you.